Hey Tony, it's Friday. And first off, to answer your question of the week, try to think of a good punishment. I think a good one would be you need to run a mile without stopping and someone needs to record it. And you can obviously fast forward through it, but you need to run a mile without stopping. There's your punishment. So this week was pretty awesome. I have some good news actually. I I started a new job August 5th as an attorney, making quite a bit of money, which is nice. So this week I've been throwing out applications, even though I've been starting the whole solo business. I've still been throwing out applications because I can always say no, and if someone offers me a deal I can't turn down, I can take that deal. Well, that happened this week. So on Monday I'd have to do a couple things around the office I was sharing with an attorney I know. I had a couple outside things I had to work on, so I worked on those, throwing in some applications. Well, Tuesday I had an interview. The interview was with a debt collection, a creditors' rights firm called Rubin and Rothman. So creditors' rights, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be representing banks and big companies against their debtors. So people who have borrowed money from them and haven't paid it off. I'm going to be representing the banks in that matter, which is a little bit different than I've ever done, because almost everything I've done has been public interest based, or at the worst, like personal injury, where I'm still there helping someone who's been hurt. This is going to be very different because I'm representing big entities like banks and multi-million organizations as as they're um, as they're going to court over debts that are owed to them. The firm I'm with is actually a pretty big one. They're based in New York and New Jersey, but they're trying to expand, and they're expanding to Connecticut and Massachusetts. Well, I'm registered in Massachusetts. I have a high enough score to get certified in Connecticut, so I was like, oh, why not? I'll throw in the application. If I get it, great. If I can interview, great. If not, whatever. Well, I had an interview on Tuesday, and apparently it went really well because I was offered the job on Wednesday. I had a throughout the week. I want to talk to Taylor and a couple other people I know of taking this job because it is vastly different than anything I'd ever done, and vastly different than what a year ago I would have imagined me doing. But everyone I talked to was like, "Don't turn it down. This is a great opportunity." And I'm really excited. It's going to be completely different. My first day is August 5th, so I have a couple of weeks to start my application process with Connecticut to get barred there, and do a couple things here in Mass. Continue doing some pro bono work, and maybe get a paying case if I get lucky. If I don't get lucky, it's not a huge deal. As you hear Taylor and Justice dying of laughter in the background. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited for this job because it's a lot of money for one, and for two, it's gonna be a really good experience. An attorney I worked for a little while, who I really respect deeply. As soon as I told him I was offered the job, he told me that he started his career doing the creditors' rights debt collection work, and he loved it. He was like, if he could go back, he would do it, and he would do it immediately. So it's going to be neat. I'm looking forward to it more so than I would have expected myself to. It's an exciting step, and I'm gonna learn a lot, which is gonna be even better. All the attorneys I spoke to, who I interviewed with, were like, "This is a great area of law. Every day changes, so you should be very excited for it." And I am very excited for it because it is something I've never done, and it's something that constantly changes. Like, I'll be able to use some of what I know from like housing and consumer protection stuff that I've done, and I'll be able to use that, but for the other side, which is kind of a neat little interplay there of experience I have on one side of the equation going to the other side. And I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. It's not something I would have expected myself to do after law school. Not something I expected to do while in law school. But here I am, and I'm starting a new job in a couple of weeks, and that's so exciting for me. Well, Tony, my question for you is, how excited are you to get back to your studies at Stark State? Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.